first off, what was that intro video that I have never seen before in my life? And Bobby, by the way, you forgot wrestling, so you put NHL in there, but you didn't put wrestling. You got to throw that in there. Come on, man. It's
Is
a
that what
wrestling
we're talking
podcast.
about tonight? Wait, what show are we on tonight?
Exactly. Honestly, we debate, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the #1 wrestling podcast right here on the FinTalk Sports Network. I am your gracious host, Alex Money Brown, sporting the all-new No Holds Barred t-shirt, wearing it tonight. You can buy them. Just letting you guys know, you can buy them. And I am joined by an array of panelists for tonight's all-out brand warfare between AEW and WWE. Let me introduce them to you. So, of course, we've got Mr. Dave Stager. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Loved coming on last time. Had to come on. I heard there was AEW, WCW. Wow. WWE rivalry.
ECW too.
I'm going to jump
well,
in.
AEW is WCW 2.0, but okay.
People don't expect my answer tonight, so we don't know who I'm going to go with. So I like it.
I don't know. All right.
I know what you're going to say.
Bret LaGasse, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. I am excited to talk about this. I'm ready to hurt some feelings. Let's get this going.
And, of course, we have our AEW guru, Mr. Josh Kimmel himself, who I know he's been hitting the gym. He's been prepping for this battle this whole week. So,
sun's out, guns out. All right. Well,
represent your brand.
What's up? What's up? I don't know what you said just now,
but you ready to represent the AEW brand?
I am, and I'm happy. This is my life. I love AEW. I love professional wrestling. So I'm excited to talk professional wrestling and to hopefully learn something about sports entertainment.
I hate you.
I love it.
So he's like, I'm making sure you guys know this. I'm making sure AEW is out there going, I am proper. And of course, we have my co-host, my compadre, who's saying hashtag Team WWE all day today, Mr. Alfred Hollywood Matthews.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's about to be an easy thing. Because,
hey, Kimmel, who's saying this is
I'm
easy?
Team WWE, and I don't even much want to mention awful elite wrestling. It's not even elite. I can't even think of an acronym for the letter E. I only got the A and the W. I can't even think of a good acronym for the letter
E.
Electric. So let me kind of give a little bit of backstory on why this episode came about. Is I was scrolling on Twitter, I think about 2 weeks ago, because, that's what we do. Instead of having an actual productive life, we scroll on Twitter.
Nerd.
Thank you. And all of a sudden, I see a tweet from Alfred just going, AEW sucks. And I went, whoa! Like, where did that come from? I said, bro, we have a wrestling podcast. You can't say that. He was like, I can, and I did. And I was like, we got to talk about this.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong,
I think the actual tweet, to be exact, was when some random person was he tweeted, was Cody Rhodes this over in AEW like he is in WWE? That's when I responded.
Okay.
I was
just
no,
like, whoa.
because AEW suck. So that's what Alex responded. So this is why we're here tonight.
This is exactly why we're here tonight.
Because that's definitely gonna be one of my main
got any crowd noise we can play
later on.
Oh, we're gonna. What do you want to talk about? We're talking Cody Rhodes already, because I can do that all day.
Oh God!
I can tell you.
We'll say that to the end.
We'll save it because that's the heavy hitter. That's my knockout punch.
Oh, the Cody Rhodes. Oh shit.
Oh God. Okay.
Dave
well,
knows.
before we get into our battle royale, first thing I want to talk about is Dominic Mysterio. In case you guys didn't watch NXT this past Tuesday night, he won the North American Championship. Of course, Mommy interfered, I don't even know his name with the belt, and made Dominic win. But where do you guys feel this is for Dominic's career and for him finally winning a singles title? Do you think that's good? Where does this kind of, what storylines could these lead to? I'll start with Mr. WWE, Alfred, first.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I didn't even much know he won the title until one of our number one viewer, Ryan, uh decided he IM'd me at work about it, and I was like, wait a minute, let me just look at the spoilers because I literally missed it on Tuesday because I was had a prior engagement. So I missed NXT. So I ended up seeing he won the NXT not the championship, but the Mid Atlantic, whatever the U whatever the
North America.
North American Championship, and I was like, oh wow, like, well, I'll be damned. So I think it's very good for Dominic for a few reasons. One, the obvious, I think it makes Judgment Day stronger. With him having his first ever singles title. Another thing is, it makes him have even more like nuclear heat as a heel, him winning the singles championship. And then another reason why I liked him winning the championship to see how he can do for the first, for the having his first ever singles title, how he's going to do as a champion, as a singles champion. So I like the decision of him winning it. Did I want? I didn't really like the way how he won it per se, because it took the basically whole Judgment Day just to be one guy, and I would have had to finish a little bit better. But I like the way Dominique won.
So did anyone watch the title match besides Alex? I think Alex watched it.
I watched some
I
highlights
saw
of
the
it.
end of it. That was
I
it.
gotta be honest. I always forget NXT's on.
Yeah, honestly, I knew he was wrestling for it, and I thought he was going to win it, obviously, because they wouldn't put him in that situation if he wasn't going to win the title. They're doing something special with Judgment Day. Rhea has the title. Dom has the title. We can possibly see Finn Balor win the world title or Damian Priest win the world title. So now they're all holding titles. So that tells me that someone, whether it be Damian Priest or Finn Balor, is going to win this title at SummerSlam, and Judgment Day is going to hold all the gold. That's what it's telling me. Now, who is it? Priest? Finn? We don't know. We don't know.
That's gonna be an intriguing storyline right there. I mean, like I said, there's several reasons why I like Dominique winning NXT, and actually, it makes me want to watch NXT now because Dominique Mysterio is on there, and I'm starting to lean toward liking him now as a heel per se. So it's very, like I said, it was a very interesting decision, and I think it's the right decision WWE made to have him win his first championship, but not on Raw or SmackDown.
Do you think he should have started in NXT?
Which one?
Dominic, he was never there.
That's
probably
true.
like that's also like a developmental thing to have him win that title because he gets to go against someone else in development. But I think maybe they feel that high about Wesley where they kind of want to get him over a little bit, get him more attention to maybe possibly push him too. So seems like a developmental thing.
It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna show up on Raw with the championship and he brags about like that promo will actually be epic if he brags about like because he's already getting heat already. So he's gonna get heat on top of heat if he just brags about winning the championship.
They're gonna make fun of him like, oh, you want a minor league? You got a minor league trophy.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Right. He just brags about it. Like I said earlier, like it took the whole Judgment Day just to beat to help him win, and he just brags about this is like he just brags as if he won it like clean or something. That would be so epic if he did that.
It's kind of weird, honestly, for NXT because NXT is supposed to be like its own like little minor league thing, and then it was weird during the draft when the tag team people came up and they kept the titles. Like, it's so weird. Like, what was their plan with that? That he should have. I mean, then again, if you do a match where they get drafted up, officially move up, then they're they're going to lose their titles. So I don't know. It's kind of a mess when they do that kind of stuff. But I don't know what the NXT title is actually going to prove with Dominic, other than like he's like a fake superstar, the kind of angle they go with him, and he can't win on his own without mommy. But I'm looking forward to the punchlines with like, yeah, you don't have a real title, you got a minor league title. So I can't wait for that.
That's what I see happening. Was him going on Raw, him bragging, Seth is out in the ring, and as soon as Dominic goes, well, you see this? And now I got some, and the next thing in the middle, Seth's going to do is laugh right in his face because of the fact it's the minor league title. And to me, I don't know. I don't. Huh?
I don't know what happened.
You don't have the light of Jesus on your screen anymore.
No. I think I don't know what happened. My computer just went boom, and it turned off. I don't know who I pissed off. I don't know who I pissed off. What I miss?
We
Oh,
were
just a
talking about
quick-
Dominic.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking about how Dominic, to me, I know it looks good by putting a title on him, but it's an NXT title, and I get it's more heat towards him. But he already had the most heat in the WWE. I don't feel like the title did anything for him on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to have all the gold on Judgment Day if Finn or Priest win. But I don't know. I just I guess I'm just not a Dominic guy.
Yeah, no. I was kind of indifferent when they showed that he won the title. I was like, okay, like so what? He'll probably end up losing it in a week or two because there's no.
You think it's a short reign? You think it'll be a short reign?
I don't think so. I mean,
What
is the storyline to him winning a title? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, really not. They're gonna make fun of him the whole time. He's gonna get trolled, and someone else is gonna sneak him and win the title back, and then it's gonna be funny that he's gonna get embarrassed by it.
Alex, 90% of what you see in that company makes no sense. So this makes sense.
Oh, here we go.
He's already firing it. He's already firing it.
I mean, reality, like whatever. I'm not, but yeah, I mean, whatever.
Oh man. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and switch over to last night at Blood and Guts, specifically the Blood and Guts match. Josh, I'll let you start off with that. Give your overall opinions and what you thought about the match.
So Blood and Guts was probably the best Blood and Guts they've put on, because there was less blood, in my opinion, and more actually. Yeah, I was just screaming about that about 30 minutes ago on my stream, about how I'm just over him and his blood, and I think he's the worst wrestler I've ever seen at this
Moxley?
point. Yeah, I think he's awful. Hey, Alex, you have a lot of static in your mic. Is your aux cord plugged in? I just don't want to blow out everyone's ears.
You know what? I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, Moxley. Yeah, he's always like bleeding. We get it. He's a tough guy, the hardcore guy. We understand it, and he's actually a legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think, or grappler. I can't remember. He just won a tournament for that, but yeah, we get it. I don't know. It's kind of the whole Blackpool combat's kind of played at this point.
Oh, y'all, what y'all just naming another wrestler in AEW that used to be with WWE? That's what we doing.
I mean, Alfred. Let's be honest. They got to go somewhere.
Better in AEW than he was in WWE.
Yeah, and he's more over there than he ever was in that company. How that company had him carrying out trash bags, putting on Bane mask. Somebody in WWE creative watched The Dark Knight, and they're like, "Oh, he's Bane. Throw him in the Bane mask."
Wait.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Don't forget Adam Cole. Oh yeah, that's right.
Baby.
Got buried at NXT, and now he's a stud in AEW with MJF.
They just put on a great match with CM Punk last night.
Oh.
I mean, should we go? You just named another.
So
WWE?
hold on. So they're just all these homegrown talents. They're supposed to just only homegrown, no free agents, no guys that the other company let go or the other people wanted to leave that company. They were trying to find refuge, and they found it in AEW. Sorry, just the way it is. You had your top woman wrestler walk out and bring someone with her. And then she's freaking headlined the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom. She's doing her own thing.
She wasn't the top. That's
You notice.
Bobby.
You notice when they left WWE, they didn't even much want to consider going to AEW.
Oh no, Mercedes was supposed to be in AEW by now. Forbidden Door was supposed to be her debut, but she hurt herself. Remember, she broke her ankle against Willow. She was supposed to debut.
Oh yeah, he's right.
I mean, we could do the ifs all. We could do the ifs. We could do the ifs all day. I mean, hey, if AJ Hinch didn't take out Zach Greinke, we would be the World Series champions.
Hey, but hold on.
2018, like
wait
2019. I mean,
how did WWE get passed on? How did they get over with Attitude Era? I'm pretty sure they stole somebody by the name of Stone Cold from ECW and Rob Van Dam. And Taz, and hold on, let me get my book of people that WWE had to steal to get over back in the 2000s.
That's not. Okay.
I'm just saying. But Blood and Guts.
Yeah,
was a
blood or back to
terrific
blood.
match.
Yes.
And I love how they bring in like the New Japan wrestlers. It just gives it more
Yes.
excitement and just different wrestlers, different names, and just different techniques. Man, that match was wild. It was insane. It got a little crazy with the nail beds and the thumbtacks. I mean, it still wasn't Hell in a Cell with with Mick Foley and Undertaker crazy, but it was wild. It was fun. It was probably like the best match I've watched.
Did you see what Ibushi was doing after the match?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was literally taking thumbtacks to his chest and then falling back on him. And I'm like, bro, no WWE wrestler would purposely just fall on a thumbtack after the match.
No.
That guy is insane. He is insane.
Love Ibushi.
Isn't
That was a
he
great-
like Kenny Omega's like longtime friend?
Yeah,
I don't know
so
Ibushi.
Their tag team was named the Golden Lovers. When they're together,
Okay.
they're the Golden Elite. He's a longtime friend. If you watch Being the Elite, you know who he is pretty well. And of course, if you watch wrestling, but man, his debut fell flat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He was terrible in the ring last night.
Yeah. No.
I want to know what you guys thought, Bret especially, because I thought he was awful
He-
compared
he-
to the other wrestlers.
He had
didn't have as much
one.
energy as
He
I
had
thought.
a lot of botch moves. Particularly one I remember is when him and Kenny Omega were trying to kick.
Oh yes,
And
Oh,
he
he's
just
gonna
compl-
kick.
yeah, and he completely missed it. And Omega hit it, but I mean, you could tell complete botch right there.
Yeah. You can
And
tell
he
he
was just in
didn't
there
work
like-
with those guys.
Yeah.
You could tell that. But oh man, I forgot the kid from Blackpool Combat. But he
Wheeler Yuta,
no, the new kid.
Claudio.
No, the one that Don has, the one that Don brought.
Oh,
in.
he's not a part of them.
He's not part of it.
Sorry. But he was on their team. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, he those two, you could tell when they tangled, they had that chemistry. So I was kind of disappointed because I was expecting so much more energy when he got in the ring. And at first, I'm like, all right, he threw a couple punches, knocked the guy's out, gets over there. He's kind of like the hero. That's what you want to see. Then it's kind of like, where's he at? Watching the rest of the mess, I'm like, where'd he go? But he didn't like take over the show. But I was kind of expecting him to be a little bit more badass. I mean, he was, but I'm looking forward to seeing him more in AEW though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was. I was expecting seeing him like Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega kind of thing. I was kind of expecting to see him just light it up, but he didn't. I was kind of disappointed, but I'm hoping the more he's in AEW, the better it'll be.
Agreed.
So, all right, let the battle
Oh boy.
commence. All right.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So the first topic between brand supremacy will be storylines. Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
What
They
we
already-
What we doing? We doing this year or what we doing? Since
So-
AEW existed or what?
You can interpret it however you want. Okay. But I already know if I had a vote where my vote would go for storylines. Okay.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Alfred, it's not WWE.
What?
Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, nah, it's about to be after you hear what I gotta say.
AEW storylines to me are more entertaining and more watchable than WWE storylines because they intrigue me more. WWE storylines are kind of dumb, okay? Like, minus the Bloodline. The Bloodline is the only thing that's good, but I think some people are actually starting to get over the Bloodline now. So that's my opinion. Okay, Alfred, representing Team WWE, you can go.
All right. So first off, I want to just say Bleacher Report did an article last year of the 5 best storylines, and WWE had 3 of the 5. So that tells me right there, I'm about to win this argument because you mentioned Bloodline.
Bleacher Report.
I mean, nothing
about to say.
can top the Bloodline storyline in AEW. I don't care what they make in the next 20 years. It's still not going to top what the Bloodline storyline is. And then another thing is, I mean, what's the best like AEW storyline? I can legit think of 2-3 off the bat in WWE. Like I already mentioned, Bloodline. Cody Rhodes returning was a pretty big deal. Returning to WWE, and that storyline leading up to
But
WrestleMania
that
was
storyline doesn't make
pretty good.
sense.
Mm-mm.
Of course, he's gonna say it doesn't make sense. But
Brock,
No,
Yeah,
the
Dominic
Brock,
Brock,
the Brock Lesnar part is where I'm like,
Dominic Brock.
yeah.
oh man, so the prodigal son returns. That's the Cody Rhodes storyline for me. I mean, what else we can do? I mean,
Okay.
what we seeing currently right now.
Josh has this look on his face like, just finish. I'm winning. I'm just waiting. Just finish.
Like I said, I already made my point already. Bloodline is just quality over quantity is the key for storylines, right? This discussion. So I'll let Josh go and finish and everything, but Bloodline takes the cake. So let's see what Josh has to say.
Before Josh goes, I want to hear from Bret and Dave first. Okay.
All right.
So when it comes to storylines, where are y'all leaning?
Man, so I've said before, WWE has better storylines for the overall, but AEW storylines, the good thing about them is that if it doesn't work, they get off of it and they move on. And to me, the WWE or the AEW storylines are a little bit more fun, a little bit less like dramatic, a little bit more like a little bit goofier, like the Jericho Appreciation Society trying to recruit the Acclaim. That was all fun. And then the whole thing with the Hardy Brothers, and that was all fun. And then there was a lot of story like that. You got Blackpool Combat versus the Elite. That's a little bit more serious one. But it's still they've been putting on hell matches though, been crazy matches. And now you have, I think where they're getting better. Now you got FTR and fighting the Bullet Club. That was fun. Like it's like it's starting to build stories. Then they go the route of Adam Cole having to team up with MJF, and that's been a blast to watch. And then Roderick Strong in the background not liking it, so maybe that builds beef. They're getting better with their storytelling, but it's more entertaining. But WWE has a more long-term storytelling, more build-up with it. But I can't believe you left this off, Alfred. The rush for the women's title on SmackDown has been really fun to watch with them getting in each other's way and fighting and stuff. I think that storyline's pretty good. But the only one you can really think of is Bloodline, because Cody Rhodes don't make any sense after Brock Lesnar got in the way. It's like, okay, that was out of nowhere. Now what? Why? There's no if they had a reason where Lesnar was like, oh, you don't deserve this shot, whatever. But okay, cool. But it says like, oh, Brock Lesnar's monster. He doesn't care. Like, it's stupid. But the Judgment Day story is shaping up to be pretty good. I'm going to give the edge to WWE because their stories are a little bit more involved, a little bit more in depth sometimes, but they have these bigger stories that play. AEW sometimes can be a little sporadic with their stories.
And then we didn't much me and Bret, we didn't much include Sami Zayn. Like, I mean,
that story and how he was with the Bloodline, that was pretty good. And then him on his own.
Yeah. So
I like Sami Zayn.
I mean, we didn't include that one. That's how we know we up already.
Although Sami Zayn should have been the one getting the shot at Roman instead of freaking Cody out of nowhere, but whatever.
Sorry, Josh.
Well, I'm cool with Jay, but
so Bret, your vote for storylines goes to WWE.
Yeah, it just barely edges.
Okay. All right. Stager?
I'm going to go AEW because it's thorough throughout from top to bottom. It's not hit and miss like Bret said. I'm going to use his own angle against him. WWE likes to stick on storylines.
Remember that tomorrow night.
And then just run them into the ground when they don't work. Like, I'm sorry. And then you just pointed out Cap for Life. You're wrong. Gunther versus Riddle. It's not literally Gunther just called out Drew McIntyre the other night on Raw.
Yeah.
There's no storyline versus Riddle. So that's the inconsistency I'm talking about. WWE from bottom to top does not have solid storylines through. They're riding a couple hot ones, but other than that, they don't have anything else throughout. You even have Wardlow that had the huge Samoa Joe and Wardlow battle that was going in AEW, and that was a lower title in the company. Where did you see that with the Intercontinental title for WWE in the past 5 to 7 years? You've never seen that, even with a lower end title. In AEW, they have consistency throughout. AEW World Champions for tag teams, FTR. I get it. You have a thing on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn right now, but FTR is the bar. Like, I'm sorry, if you put Sami Zayn versus, and speaking of which, FTR, who just came from WWE, they left because they had to find a better place to utilize their talents. AEW, I'm sorry. And Orange Cassidy, how about that? Mm-hmm. Dude goes on every single week and defends his title.
Every week.
And Orange Cassidy?
Eddie's doing it next week. He's doing it next week.
I'm sorry, this is the thing. There's consistency to these storylines.
He's doing it against AR
WWE,
Fox.
There's nothing underneath the WWE title and the tag team titles. It just falls off. Like there's no consistency at the mid card, the lower level. AEW takes it, and your Cody Rhodes point, the storyline. That's why it was ruined because they blew it out of the water to let everyone know he's coming to WWE. Surprised the people. Don't like with Edge at the Royal Rumble. No one knew he was coming back. That's a great storyline.
Yeah,
But then they dropped the ball with Cody Rhodes because everyone knew he was coming to WWE. Don't say anything. They ruined the storyline.
And then they shoved them into the storyline. That was my problem with that one.
Yeah, and then you go, and then you come out, you beat Brock. Okay, cool. Then you put him against Dominic Mysterio. For what reason? There's no reason at all.
Yeah.
And then you put him against Brock again. There's no reason. Like, there's no consistency. I'm sorry. You can tell where Vince, the older-looking oil tycoon now, since apparently he's dyed his hair again. Well, please tell me he doesn't look like an oil tycoon.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He looks like a really bad version of Monopoly guy. Like, it looks like an evil Monopoly guy that'd be like, you don't get $200, you give it to me. Oh my God. Monopoly guy and Luigi had a baby. Tell me it's not.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, I digress.
All right, Mr. Kimmel.
I'm just going to AEW, my choice across the board for storylines.
It's Josh's turn.
All right. Now, I know you guys are thinking I'm going to lean one way, and I'm not. I don't want to be the. I don't want to be the AEW guy. I want to be just unbiased because I am. I truly am. I always am. With everything, and that's the truth. You just heard Alex. You just watched my stream. Was I mostly criticizing AEW or just praising them no matter what? No, I talk shit about them.
Yeah,
criticize.
Yeah. So
you did talk a lot of shit about WWE. Just saying.
Of course, because
he does both.
So here's the thing: is storylines. Yes, the Bloodline's the best story in wrestling. Period. That's just the way it is.
Yes, I'll
but
agree.
that's what happens when you don't let Vince get involved. He's not involved much at all. Black and Gold NXT was special. It was probably the best wrestling we've seen in our lifetime.
Yep.
Seriously. And that was Triple H ran. Again, something that Vince didn't touch. Once NXT got their ass beat by AEW, Vince blew it up, fired everybody, fired Triple H, fired everybody. They took their staff, Bruce Pritchard and fucking Vince. They turned everything into a goddamn confetti fest, and now we have what we have. It's a disaster. You took the best wrestling of all time you ever had, the hottest. NXT takeovers were doing better than WrestleManias. That's a fact. They were doing better. They were better because of one person. So yes, this is where I'm conflicted because Triple H is a better booker and storyteller than Tony Khan.
Yeah.
He is.
I will say that 100%.
Absolutely.
But what we're seeing now is we're seeing Triple H gets half the show, Vince gets half the show. You know, bullshit, Otis, and they're fighting over a jacket, and that's Vince. That's trash. That's trash. I have to sit through on my Monday nights. I don't want to see that. I want to see Chad Gable in a more serious role with Otis, and they be dominant and they're challenging. Do something with your talent instead of making them some trash comedy act, right? It's just that's the problem I have with WWE. And yes, things don't make sense. Why did Shayna automatically they just won the titles? Boom, chokes her out. Now they're feuding. Why? Where did this come from? Where was the build? You go to AEW, the Adam Page, Kenny Omega feud, that goes beyond what they showed you on television. That wasn't being the elite. That was through Twitter. Like, they live the gimmick. They do their whole life. They just plan the stuff out. They're so great at telling stories. And Tony Khan allows the wrestlers to have that freedom. The other company, they don't. That's why people are leaving. They wanted to put Adam Cole as a manager, bro.
Yeah. And
Wow.
look at AEW.
They put LA Knight as a manager.
Yeah.
It took
Big
that
mistake.
step down for Triple H to fix that.
And he's charismatic as they come, and you're just going to shove him to the side. It doesn't make any damn sense.
And he continues to have this mindset of, you're not my guy, so I'm not going to push you. If you're a Triple H NXT talent, Black and Gold, that failed to be AEW, buried. All of them. Karrion Kross, buried. Karrion Kross, first night on when he came back with his hair, what did he do? Does anyone remember? He walked up to Roman. Scarlett put the damn time thing on him and said TikTok to Roman.
And that was it.
What happened?
Nothing. Yep. I remember that. Yeah.
Buried because Vince came back.
All the people that could give Roman a good match. I mean, I'm excited about Jay, but all the people that could give Roman a good match like that, like Drew McIntyre, all that. No, we're not. Nothing. They almost lost Drew McIntyre, and hell, they still could within a year or two.
He hasn't signed. He
Yeah.
hasn't re-signed, and he's mad about creative.
Yeah, he's there for. He's got another year or something like that on.
Yeah.
So when you talk about storylines and builds, yes, Bloodline's the best thing going right now. But consistent storylines, who I have faith in booking a great story, AEW all day, because they let their wrestlers do what they want to do. What was the best thing about Attitude Era? Austin was Austin, right? Rock was Rock. Everyone was allowed to be themselves. Jericho was Jericho. Now they're just fucking robots. I'm sorry for my language, but they're just robots in the WWE. They just beep, boop, boop. You'll go to a backstage segment. You'll see Lacey Evans just, oh, you're right there. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why can't people act natural?
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? It's just robots compared to like people with the people. And I just prefer that in my stories, like passion. You know, when CM Punk gets on the mic, I don't know. I hate Pepsi Phil. I think I hate him. I wish he'd go away forever. I'm on the elite side.
Trying to fill in your closet. Don't even lie.
Were we naming another WWE wrestler?
A guy who would never go back. A guy who'd rather quit wrestling and never ever wrestle again until he saw an opportunity to go somewhere else. Now, that's what I'll just give me the stories. Pepsi Phil can tell me stories. Kenny Omega, the Elite, they're telling a wonderful story with the BCC. Don Callis, he's one of the great talkers and managers in this world right now, and he's telling great stories. There's a reason why he turned on Kenny Omega. We have no reason why Brock turned on Cody, and Cody said it on Raw. This makes no sense. Why? He's asking.
Yeah. No. I mean, so okay, we've got a 2-2 tie on storylines.
2-2.
2-2 tie, yeah. So we're gonna come back to that one, but let's go ahead and go to stage setup. So let's get to like some logistical parts. So the way that WWE has their stage set up and compared to the way that AEW has their stage set up, I liked AEW's version of having like a heel tunnel and then a like face tunnel. I think they scrapped that, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope. It's still there.
It's still there?
Have it. So heels come from the left, babyface come from the
Okay.
right.
So that's something that I think is fantastic. However, WWE
Copied that from WWE, by the way.
How? All those wrestlers for WWE come in on one side now. But the new stage setup for WWE now, the new stage setup is good. I love the new stage setup for WWE. So if it comes to stage setup, I'm probably leaning towards WWE.
You say you're leaning toward WWE for the stage setup?
Yeah. Stager.
I can see that. I mean, no.
I'm split because, like, with NXT, they don't have a long ramp. They don't have all these drawn-out entrances. Like, they have their music. They come to the ring. In WWE, it's like they got to do a pony show. And then with, like, the pay-per-views, they've got to do a 5,000-mile-long trek to the ring. Like, I'm sorry, these guys are already out of breath by the time they reach the ring. There's no point for that. That drives me nuts. I'm like poor old Edge coming in from the Royal Rumble, and he's like, oh, crap, I got to call an Uber. Like I said, I like the old school WCW look with AEW. I've said that before, and yeah, I'm riding AEW again here. It's just I like that look of the short ramps, and then like if people got to rush down to the ring, they have I don't know. The crowd doesn't have time to. That's my opinion. With setups like that, crowds don't have the time to react and let the storyline know. But with WWE, even with the Raw entrance or SmackDown, it takes forever. So when guys come to the ring, like you already know what's going to happen because the crowd's already cheering. With AEW, you don't get that.
Okay. Alfred?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of either one of them. Honestly, like I'm not. If y'all play WWE 2K23 and you can do my GM, my GM mode, you know, the one where you like have to like when you do your stages and things like that, when you add in, it's like the very first ones, like the default ones and things like that. That's kind of how I feel with both of them. I'll start with WWE first. I mean, I wish they went back to how they normally, the ones when they first went to HD and the LED. setup. I kind of like that one more. This current one, I'm not even like a huge fan, especially if you actually see it in person. It's not really that. It doesn't like wow you like when you've seen it for the first time in person. It was like, oh, like if a first time wrestling fan going to an event, they finally see the like stage after all the time seeing it on TV, is they don't get that impression where it's like, oh, whoa. Now AEW, I will give them that, like you said, when they used to do the stage with like the heels and everything, even though they kind of technically took it from '01 in the WWE Invasion pay-per-view, but who are we to judge? But I kind of lean more, like I said, I'm not a fan of either one, but I kind of lean more towards AEW side
Okay.
because granted, like I said, they're a newer company and everything. They don't have really like the the resources that much like how WWE over the years, the longevity over the years of WWE. But I kind of like lean toward their setup if I had to choose one more so than a Raw or SmackDown. If we're just doing Raw or SmackDown, then yeah, AEW gets the edge of slightly on that one. But WrestleManias, I mean, I'm not sure, unless I'm wrong, I'm not sure. I don't think any like stage setup or for a major AEW pay-per-view is touching a WrestleMania stage setup over the years. So
Kimmel?
For me, I'm going WWE. I know, shocking. I hate when the announcers are not by the ring, and that's a big thing for me. And AEW has them perched up there on the ramp, far away by the entrance. I hate that. I can't stand that. I feel like it's more in your face whenever the announcers, Kevin Patrick, even though he's as enthusiastic as a fucking piece of cheese, he go over like when they're leaks. Oh, what Corey's like, watch out, Kevin. Like I like that kind of like setup right there. Like it should be there. They should be right in the action. Why is AEW way the hell over there? That's one thing I don't like. Another thing I don't like about AEW, it is gritty. It's gritty. I kind of like a clean look on my wrestling shows. Okay. I just like the clean WWE look. They look clean. But I will say this. Who are these cartoon things on my screen for? Who likes that? I want to know one person who thinks, wow, that's so cool. I get to see WWE cartoon thing do something.
Oh, yeah.
Who likes that? I want to know what it's for.
With his cartoon. Yeah.
What is that? Why
or
is
when Riddle kicks up his flip-flops and he has some kind of animal running across the screen. Yeah.
Who asked for it? That's what I want to know, because like who wants to see little statues of Usos? It's so fucking cheesy, dude. That's all.
All right.
Still going WWE though.
Bret.
You're muted. Still muted. No, your mic sucks.
Hey. All right. So I'm going AEW because I really like their I like how I agree with Kim on this. I don't like the announcers up in the front. But I actually like the gritty. I like the way it's set up, the way it's kind of just simplistic. And then I like how they come from the crowds for the entrances. I like how they come out of the crowds, intermingle with the crowds that come in. They do it a lot more than like WWE does. WWE kind of saves that for like big moments, like when Jay came back to the stadium and stuff. But I like the way it's set up. The little bit old school where the it's not padded walls, it's more just a blanket over a rail in a sense. That's basically what it looks like. But I kind of like the setup. I like how the timing table's right there, and the belt table, the announce table, all that stuff's right there. And they always like incorporate that and use that. I like AEW a little bit better for that. And I don't know. I'm just going to AEW. It's a little bit more old school. It's kind of like the WCW days. And I'm just going because that was my favorite back in the day.
All right, so AEW has taken the stage setup for this battle. Next one is pay-per-views, and what I mean by pay-per-views, I'm talking about like the pay-per-view as a whole. So take into effect that WWE does have more pay-per-views than AEW. Take that into effect for both. Does that mean having less is better, having more is better? And I'll start with, and just the overall pay-per-view, I guess, feel when you're watching it. I'll start with Kimmel on this one for pay-per-views.
So I'm having a huge problem right now in the E, because we're seeing Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins in like 3 pay-per-views in a row. 3 pay-per-views in a row. Now, why can't we just use that time instead of having pay-per-views or premium live events, as they call them? Why can't we just have feuds, and we don't need to have these matches over and over and over. It's like SummerSlam is literally rematches.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the SummerSlam? It's all rematches.
Mhm.
There's not one fresh match on that card.
Yeah.
That's Ricochet and Logan Paul. That's it. That's the only
fresh.
fresh match. That is
That-
pathetic.
That might be the best match of the night. Who knows?
But think about that. That's pathetic that you can't think of anything else and you can't create anything besides rematches. AEW, they don't have that problem because they do have a longer period of time to build a nice story. We see the four pillars match, the Fatal 4-Way. That was a good 2 months worth of build to get us interested in this match. That's something that, again, it takes a lot of storytelling. So I understand that the other side doesn't want to do that because it's hard to tell stories. But AEW can literally tell a story for 2 to 3 months to lead to this big money match.
Yeah.
And you don't need that rematch. You're not getting the same thing. So what's the difference between Backlash and Speed Run and Great Balls of Fire when it's all headlined by the same match? That's why I'm giving it to AEW. You get fresh matchups. I know the company's young and, they all haven't had the time to like face each other over and over and over, kind of like WWE does, because they've been there for a while. I get that. But when you have the same match for 3 straight months, don't you get tired of it, Alfred? Like, ooh, what's going to happen again? Oh, he's going to win again. Like, come on.
Alfred, your rebuttal?
You make a good point. And I'm gonna counter that point actually. About the same matches. At the consecutive pay-per-views and things like that. But I feel like in this instance, they only announced so far 2 matches on SummerSlam. And that's like I said, Cody and Brock, and luckily this is the last one of the feud. So I'm not I was kind of not a fan at the initial point when it first happened, like a few pay-per-views ago, but I kind of like this about to be the last one, and it's on a big stage at SummerSlam. And then Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, like I said, even though they already wrestled before, I kind of don't mind that rematch in a sense. I got to see what the rest of the card is. Like I said, they only announced 2 matches unless I'm missing other matches that they announced. But you kind of make a pretty good point. I can't argue that point. But as far as, like I said, the pay-per-views, I got WWE because, one, not sure how AEW does it because I haven't seen AEW pay-per-view in a while, but they have the pre-show. WWE has the pre-show, gets you like kind of invested in like leading up to the pay-per-view. And then I love the fact that how WWE is now moving toward bigger venues now for their big pay-per-views, and not even, well, you could say Money in the Bank is like their big 5, but like their bigger pay-per-views now is like making it actually mean something more in a sense that it's like in a bigger venue now. So I like the fact that they're experimenting new things and things like that. And then, like I said, no offense to AEW, but WWE pay-per-views are not expensive, so it's like it's cheap. So I like the fact that they are catering more towards the fans that way, in a sense that, hey, you can watch it on Peacock, you can watch the stream if you want to watch the rerun and things like that, then that's completely fine. So I like that in that sense. I love the way WWE does things, and like I said, the pay-per-view, like I said, the ideas and things like that, and like I said, they're not oversaturating it in a sense, because I know some people think WWE is oversaturating. Oh, they're doing so many events like that and things like that, but I think they kind of watered down how they used to do, where it was like specialty pay-per-views, like like Hell in a Cell, TLC, or things like that. So they're kind of like lessening it to a sense, in addition to adding NXT pay-per-views. So I kind of got WWE in a slight edge over in the pay-per-view department.
Mm-hmm.
I like their structure of how they're doing the pay-per-view, even though their matches not like not like it's repetitive or some along those lines. Like I give you that, but as far as the structure of how they do their pay-per-view and run it, I think theirs is better.
All right, Bret. Silent.
Bret, you're muted.
Yeah.
I am fucking. I got to do it with the mic, man. These headphones suck. No, so WWE, they give you a lot of pay-per-views. It's still kind of the reason it's oversaturated, in my opinion, is because everything's drawn out during the week. It's this standoff and talking and all this like jibber jabbering with like Roman, all that stuff. It's mainly talking with them and all this stuff, barely any matches, and then we're gonna fight on pay-per-view. And then some of these other ones, it's just like I really like that Seth Rollins is actually defending his belt on Raw, and that makes it nice. So when you tune in Monday, hey, he's actually defending the belt. So it's actually nice to see. It gets tiring to see, like, oh, I got to watch pay-per-view. Now, they had the edge where they had the streaming service with Peacock. But if AEW uses their partnership with WB, they can go on Max. And boom, that, like, does the same thing. So at the same time, though, it's like, I think like Kimmel said, the build-up is there. They could build something up for a couple months and then hit you with a pay-per-view. And you're only watching 5-6 a year versus 12-13 a year. So it's a lot to keep up with. And honestly, the pay-per-views, you could not watch Raw and SmackDown all month long. Watch pay-per-view, watch a couple highlights on YouTube, watch pay-per-view, and have an idea what's going on. Because they don't have matches in between. So just like, I mean, I've done that too, Kimmel.
That's all I do.
Like, honestly, I'll fast forward through matches and watch it. So it's like, then I'll watch pay-per-view, and it's great to watch the pay-per-views because they're fun and exciting. Like, Money in the Bank was great. You know, Backlash is great. WrestleMania, like, all those were great events, but it's like, why can't they do that as fast paced as it is? Like, they could do that with all the talking they do. It gets boring to watch sometimes. So I'm gonna give pay-per-view to AEW because they build it up, and then that Forbidden Door was freaking phenomenal. I don't know if any of you guys watched that, but it was just phenomenal. Every match was just holy shit. So I'm giving it to AEW because when they do have their pay-per-views, it's good. Although Double or Nothing was okay, but it had some surprises. I'm
going to add on to that real quick, and I'll let Dave talk or whoever. I just got to jump in because I don't want to forget my point because I'm. So I like how you said that it gives it's for example, Adam Cole and MJF just won the blind tag team tournament, whatever, and they're going to face FTR for the title. And in the other world, be like, we're going to face you at Roadblock, Sunday. Well, no, this makes their television shows important because they're actually going to wrestle in 2 weeks on Collision because there's no pay-per-view coming up. So we just had a phenomenal tag team title match against FTR and the Bullet Club Gold, probably match of the year that nobody saw because nobody watched Collision. Legitimately, the match of the year happened on free television because they don't have pay-per-views. So it makes their television shows more valuable. Because we're watching, there was 1 hour and 58 minutes of wrestling this week on Collision and Dynamite with just 2 matches. Because they mattered, because they had to matter, because they don't have a pay-per-view to put these matches on.
Yeah.
So you need the payoff. So that's another reason why I prefer AEW style, because weekly television actually matters.
Yep. Okay, Stager.
So, shocker, but I'm going AEW again, but I'll say this. Less is more. This is where I tie in the storylines. The storylines, like Josh said, that have to work with the shows. If you have too many shows, and by the way, I cursed WWE for taking all the good pay-per-views away outside of SummerSlam and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, but all the other good pay-per-views. There were plenty of good names, and you just ripped them away.
Way out.
I.e. Vince. Like that's it. Vince, there's no consistency. And then you rechange a pay-per-view and then, oh, by the way, if you have a pay-per-view, you're supposed to have your champion, your world heavyweight champion, wrestle at it, not show up every other 2 pay-per-views.
I don't agree with that. I think that the world champion should be on a pedestal and he could wrestle when he wants. I agree with what they're doing with Roman.
Well, now there's 5 different world heavyweight championships. So who's going to wrestle what?
No, but I do want to say that I do like that they keep Roman's title defenses limited because that's why he's so important. That's why MJF's working over there. He doesn't wrestle every month. He doesn't defend that title every month. Why is he not being talked about like that?
But he's still on the regular TV shows and he's still putting in. But what I'm saying is I feel like Roman still misses time. I get he's got to put on a pedestal, but even just showing face still matters to me. If you're a champion, you're the face of the company. If you're not there, that's a problem. Like, I feel like when Roman missed this past SmackDown, that's what bugged the hell out of me. Like, I feel like, okay, you've got a main storyline. SummerSlam's right on the corner. Why aren't you on SmackDown right now? Like, you need to be beefing, especially watching Solo get taken out, Heyman getting taken out. Like, especially with Jay coming back to the crowd 2 weeks prior, it just, to me, that's a huge thing. You should be on that show. And I don't know if that's just me. I feel like champions should be on pay-per-views. Pay-per-views should stay limited, not every single month. That it just gets irritating because that's the storylines get true, i.e., the random. It just still irritates the hell out of me. I know it's one match, but Dominic Mysterio and Cody Rhodes was useless. It was useless. There was no point. So I just feel that more is less. Less is more. I feel like that continues, and the storyline strengthens. Like Josh said, if you have less pay-per-views, the storyline can build. And like, look, the Owen Hart Invitational, there's that too. It had time. It needed time to build. And I just read that Collision, Pepsi Phil, good old Josh Kimmel's favorite, was having a talent meeting for Collision. Basically, he's trying to rally the troops, make Collision the best show on AEW. Now, we know Dynamite's still that. We all know that. But Collision, what's the best show? Rampage?
Collision's the best show.
It is.
Collision's the best show.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, in a lot of terms of viewers, people who don't watch religiously like us, is Dynamite in their eyes is the best. So that's why they always tune into Wednesdays. But now that Phil is rallying the troops, and like you said, now they're having Adam Cole, MJF versus FTR. Like, that's a huge talent build. And now you add in the fact of all the other talent they've been adding on Collision. I feel like now AEW is spreading their talent evenly across the board instead of like WWE. You can clearly see which shows are lacking talent in the mid card and lower, when Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision all have that. They all are having continuous talent on there. I guess what I'm saying too, but that's where it carries to pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm pro AEW, and I don't hate AEW or WWE, but it's the fact that Vince has his nose in this crap.
Yeah.
So deep again, you can see it. Like, I'm sorry, the Logan Paul stuff. I feel like that's Vince. Yes, he's an athletic guy, but
He's great though. I'm okay with that.
I get,
But
but
see,
it's still.
yeah. I mean, I like Logan Paul, but like,
He's
just to
great.
throw him in there, like
He's
without
great.
building anything up, is tough.
I know it's tough, but he's great, and it's a good match. It's going to be.
Now,
A
luckily,
great match.
Ricochet's good on the mic. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Ricochet was good on the mic. I'll
But you
give
need
him
someone
that.
to push it, someone to drive. It's a way better
Well,
than David Arquette in WCW.
let me ask you this.
Just throwing it out there.
Alfred said it best. And he told on himself, and he lost this argument when he said this.
Ooh.
He told on himself. It's 2 weeks away.
Snap.
It's 2 weeks away. They have 2 matches announced. They really give a fuck about their pay-per-views, don't they? 2 weeks.
we still have 2 weeks left. I mean,
Wow.
we still have 2 weeks left though. We still got SmackDown tomorrow.
Next topic.
We got like what, 4 episodes left?
Throw in the damn towel.
I'm okay. So I kind of want to do a rapid fire on these other ones because I do want to. I like I told you, I made some surprise matches, like a fantasy warfare. So I kind of want to go rapid fire on these other topics.
All right.
So AEW takes pay-per-view promos. Just tell me AEW, WWE, Alfred.
I'll give AEW that one.
Okay.
I think WWE doesn't give like the wrestlers really more opportunity to showcase. I mean, AEW, to be honest, have put some of the best ones in the recent memory more than WWE recently. So I'll give AEW the edge on that one.
Okay, Kimmel.
AEW. I'm reading it like I'm Charlotte Flair.
Stager.
I'm going to basically piggyback off what Kimmel said earlier. There's nothing to their interviews, their promos. If you go back and watch the promo that MJF dropped after he won the title, that was still one of the best promos I've ever seen, where he came out and just ripped the company, ripped Tony Khan, but he's had that storyline for months before that, and he comes out and just blasts, and it's kind of his CM Punk pipe bomb, but at the same time, he also it came out after he became champion. Everyone's supposed to revere him, and he became this heel, and I loved it. Like
Hey,
don't
don't
know.
be sleeping on Christian Cage too. He puts
Hey,
out the best
I
promos
love
out there.
Captain Charisma. I love Captain Charisma. That guy is so underrated as a talent and as a You can put him in any situation. He just
Another former
thrives there.
WWE wrestler.
One of the
And
best
where'd he go?
heels.
AEW.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in WWE. One of the best heels in the business right now, and he's
Yes.
doing it on Collision.
Absolutely.
Like Bret said, he had his guy won the title, and he grabbed the title and ran around like he won it. Like,
Dude,
what?
the
Yeah.
cut off
And he's
turtleneck,
good at it.
the turtlenecks he's wearing, and the way he.
Yeah.
Did you see whenever? Oh, did you see the memes when they had Bret Hart, Chris Benoit's kid on the side?
Yes.
You saw
Yeah.
Christian Cage getting ready because all he does is trash everyone's dead dad.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that meme? Awful meme, but it was kind of funny. But it was an awful meme.
It's one of those ones where you're like, oh my God. And you're like, oh, okay.
Dude.
Like you lean like, don't laugh.
Don't laugh. I'm a bad
It's
person.
uncanny that how I like he looks identical to Chris. Identical.
Yeah. All right, Brett, what's your vote?
Write it down.
I'll go AEW for
Okay.
all the reasons mentioned.
All right. Announce team. Kimmel. Easy.
It's hard, man. No, it's hard because they're if you put Michael Cole and Corey Graves together, there's no one better. There's no one better. If you go over to the AEW side, you have Tony Schiavone, adds 0, adds nothing. He's useless. Oh, well, that's a good. Taz is brilliant.
Excalibur.
So
Another former
Excalibur's
WWE
okay.
commentator.
So here's what I'm gonna say: WWE, because Michael Cole and Corey Graves are just great.
Okay.
I agree.
Alfred.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing Josh says. I think WWE as well. Michael Cole and Corey Graves, like you put them together, they're like a very good one. I'm not a fan of the Monday Night Crew with Corey
Kevin
Graves
Patrick.
and Kevin Patrick. I'm not
Annoying
a
as
Kevin
hell.
Patrick fan per se, but SmackDown I love Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. So
Mhm.
I love that one. So I can give them the edge on that one. I'm not really, like I
Okay.
said, I'm not a Schiavone fan. Even when he was with WCW, I wasn't a Schiavone fan like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give WWE the edge on that
Okay.
one as well.
Brett.
Same reason.
Same thing.
WWE.
Yeah, the WWE, honestly, all of them are a lot better than. I mean, I like Excalibur and Taz, but Collision and it's just not. that
Oh
good.
God, Collision's a mess.
Collision's terrible with their announcers. Great
Yes.
product, but the announcers are terrible.
Kevin
I'll go
Kelly's
WWE on
awful.
that. Yeah, he is.
Stager.
So WWE, not going to be AEW homer here. I like Excalibur. I do like Taz. I do like Schiavone has clearly fallen off with Josh.
Yeah.
It's bad. And then JR, like Schiavone and JR are shells of themselves.
Yeah.
I get AEW trying to bring them back, get the fans. Oh, Schiavone and all them are doing. No, it's bad. It's rough. It's I honestly, you know who I wouldn't mind as an announcer? I know he has his own thing with his podcast, but he was so good at it before he switched to show his NWO allegiance. Eric Bischoff on the mic is
Yeah.
fun. I love him as an announcer. And I like Jericho up there doing his little like kind of bias towards the Jericho Appreciation Society, but still announcing the match for like the other night, the tag team match.
Mhm.
When Daniel Garcia faced off versus Cole and MJF and everything, and like he was clearly favoring him, but
Well, the whole dance-off thing, Jericho was great.
it was awesome.
Those hips do lie.
I will say, whenever they let Don Callis or Jericho or any wrestler on the AEW
Yes.
side, they are so much better than whenever they have a guest on the WWE
Yeah.
side. The WWE
Yeah.
side guests are like
Yeah.
robots. Again, robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, now WWE, they let a good thing go, and I get it, he had bigger stuff to do, but Pat McAfee on the mic.
Oh yeah. I was about to say
WWE.
It's
that's why
because
they missed,
it's
not
because
on there.
ESPN said we'll pay you $85 billion to come here.
That's why they had the cut
Yeah,
about
buddy,
Yeah.
you can't blame McAfee on that one. I would say protect
No,
McAfee
I'm
at all
not.
costs.
I
Yeah,
just
you
loved
can't.
him on the mic.
It's gonna
No.
suck because ESPN's gonna ruin his show. I'm telling you right now, ESPN
Oh,
will
they're gonna
ruin his
filter
show.
it. You
I mean,
can't
that's a
swear,
given
you can't
right
do any
there.
of
Yeah,
that.
they definitely gonna
Can we
ruin
all
it.
agree that
You're
ESPN
right.
is the Vince McMahon of sports entertainment?
Yes.
Yes.
Crazy
Yes.
Luigi baby.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we got tag teams. So basically, all the
Shout out
teams.
for Alfred announcing Wade Barrett. The dude reminds
Yeah.
me of like a better JBL. In my
Yes.
opinion. JBL fell off quick after he got the announce table. Wade Barrett has held strong, and I love that.
So tag teams. So teams overall on each show, on each brand. Who do y'all think has the edge on developing teams?
AEW, bro.
I'll go with Brett. You go first.
man, it's sitting there thinking about
It's
all
a tough
those
one.
names.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
Man, because you got FTR, Bullet Club, you got. I mean, even Adam Cole and MJF turned out great. But
Nick and Matt Jackson.
yeah, yep. Oh man. You know, I am going to stick with AEW on this one because they
Okay.
pull from familiarity with New Japan Wrestling and stuff and Ring of Honor and stuff. So I am going to say AEW on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say
yeah,
AEW
yeah,
as
go
well.
ahead.
That's AEW as well because the match types are way better tag team matches. Not the same
Yeah.
formula. Like babyface gets beat up. Oh, he's crawling. Can you make the tag? And it's 10 minutes of can you make
Yeah.
a tag? Hot tag. Boom, boom, boom. Done, done, done. It's not the same. It's the same formula. That's why I'm going AEW.
Alfred.
I think I'll give AEW an edge kind of on that one as well. I know WWE more for currently right now is more like their stables are better than their tag team right now division in my opinion
I
because
agree with that.
like what Street Profits about the I don't even think they're gonna be a tag team going forward.
No,
like,
because they're about to be
like,
joining Hurt Business. Yeah.
form with Bobby Lashley. So you
Street
can't
Profits
really
are so
know,
good; they need to be used. They're underused.
They
right.
really are.
and Anderson and Gallows came back just to do what they haven't even much been used or things like that as a return. And then it's like most of everybody else. I mean, the Usos, like you said, if main event Jay about to like be like a main eventer, is not going to be a tag team with the Usos, and it's like, I mean, who else like you're going to like, and then all the other ones really are ready to be thrown together, honestly. So I give AEW the edge on that one. I admit that one. That's something WWE should improve on, in my opinion. I think they can do a way better job than how they are utilizing it. No offense to Sammy and Kevin, I love that tag team, but other than that, it's like okay,
It's a steep
who's
drop.
like really
Yeah.
next in line, right?
So, Stager, I'm guessing you're going AEW as well. Pretty.
Yeah, and then also too, Josh had a great mention earlier. The NXT Black and Gold, like there was a ton of talent there, and it got ripped away. Yeah. And if WWE had stuck with that, and Vince had said, "Okay, we're keeping the base of it," which would have kept talent in house and how to do it properly, and the actual staff there, they probably could have had a lot more tag teams come out and compete in the actual Raw, SmackDown storylines. But you don't anymore. It just fell apart.
Think about DIY. Ciampa and Gargano, like they're teasing it's going to happen to the main roster, but is it going to do anything with Vince running it? Is it going to be the same?
They're going to make him a comedy act versus the Alpha Academy, probably.
And Alpha Academy should be legit. They should be contending.
I agree. I'm not saying they should, but that's going to be it. It's going to be a comedy act.
Vince hates tag teams, and he treats it like a joke. Period. And the EVPs over there, luckily in AEW, there's EVPs over there that are a tag team, so they care about tag team wrestling. So that's why it's better over there.
Good. So the next one is the shows on each brand. So WWE, it's Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. AEW, Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. Kimmel, you go first.
I think I said it best when there was two matches on both shows that were almost 2 hours. Just two matches. I did the math. WWE could put on 59 matches on their Raw show because they all do 2-minute matches. If you put on 59 2-minute matches, you would equal all those 2 matches. And that's what they do over there. So why watch the show? We got Shayna Baszler squashing Nikki Cross in 20 seconds. What are we doing? There's no point to anything they do on that show.
Okay. Alfred. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm all on AEW for show wise, except I do love SmackDown. SmackDown's probably one of my favorite shows. It probably for my order. I'm not a big Collision guy. I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes.
You about to take what I was just about to say.
Like SmackDown is by far superior to Raw. So because Raw is too damn long. Raw is way too damn long. It needs to be 2 hours. And NXT, I watch it once every 7 months. And I only watch it when the WWE superstars are on, like the main roster guys are on that show for a storyline that's there. Other than that, I'm not watching NXT. So I'm going to give the edge to AEW because I'm going to tune in to Collision to see CM Punk fight, Ricky Starks because I fucking love Ricky Starks and CM Punk. Or I'm going to turn in on Rampage maybe. They're doing some Rampage like Battle Royale tomorrow. I'm probably going to watch that because that's cool. I love Battle Royales, so So I'll probably tune into that. But just overall shows, AEW for me, hands down. Dave.
I like the shorter shows. That's just me, the 8 to 10. And the fact you're getting longer matches in between means you don't need to try and force feed promos that WWE is doing for no reason. We know that's the thing. Like with AEW, you don't know what's going to come out and have it first. It's if it's going to be a promo, if it's going to be a match, if it's going to be another build up on top of a storyline. With WWE, the first 10 minutes of Raw is going to be a promo. Like it. Someone's going to come out. Like it's just there's no miscellaneous to it on that, and that's where AEW to me has it with Collision and Dynamite. Is the shorter shows, the longer wrestling. No, I'm not saying that WWE doesn't have good parts of their shows, like SmackDown. Yes, it's. I'll say Collision, SmackDown, Dynamite, and then hell, I'll even put Raw after freaking Rampage.
Yeah.
It's so boring. No one wants to watch at 11 p.m. when we know like they do what 4 or 5 different preview segments of like this is going to happen. They're wrestling at 10:45. They're wrestling at 10:45. Tune in, folks. While it's still 8:15.
Yeah.
Like, can I ask something to Alfred? Strictly Alfred. We're talking about shows and the formats and how it's ran. When AEW, Dave, you're wrong. When AEW Dynamite starts, ding, ding, ding. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means? Boom. Music. They're to the ring. They wrestle every single Wednesday night. It's very rare they open with a promo. And when they do open with a promo, it's quick. It's quick. It's always a match. It's always Orange Cassidy, but it's always a match.
Yeah. Don't you hate on Cassidy?
Now, WWE, do you stick around, Alfred, when you see like AJ Styles is coming out next and he's walking to the ring, he does his thing and he goes to the ring entrance. AJ Styles is in action next. And then the fuck?
15-minute commercial.
All these commercials. And not only that, they do commercials. They come back. It's some whoever, just name a generic wrestler here, Karrion Kross. 2 minutes to a break. Cool. Another commercial. They come back. Oh, it's a roll-up finish or it's a DQ finish. How satisfying is that to you?
I mean, like I said, it doesn't really. It doesn't really bother me. I kind of get why they do that. Honestly, from a production standpoint, and I went to, when they go to commercial, they got to pay the bills and everything. I mean, something AEW don't know nothing about. But we gotta like think logically. I mean, I think like Alex said earlier, like SmackDown is by far the best show out of all the ones. Like if we stack them up and rank them. I think SmackDown is currently the best show out of every one of them. And then we're not even dismissing the fact that AEW's logo is a knockoff WCW Nitro logo. So, and then the theme songs for each show, I think WWE got the edge on AEW on all of them. Like the actual theme shows of each show. And I'm not, and it's crazy because I'm not even a fan of like all like Raw or SmackDown's theme songs currently. Like I'm more of a fan of the ones back in the day than what it is currently. But you kind of, like I said, like I see what you were trying to do with the segments and things like that, but I still think it doesn't really matter to an extent. I mean, I like starting off the show like with a promo. Like I honestly like that as a gateway to a match or things like that. I like the promo. I'm especially when you go into an event live, especially if it's the right wrestler coming out to start the show. Hey, you can't beat it. I mean, that's my preference, but yeah. I think WWE Raw and SmackDown NXT is better than AEW's shows.
Okay. Who didn't say? Bret?
I'm just AEW because it's just fast paced. It's just, I've said it before. It's shorter, the runtime shorter. Like Kimmel said, they put matches in there, even the short matches. They get them out of the way, and they have good matches, and it's awesome. I think, and that's why SmackDown's better than Raw because it's shorter. Everything's happening a little bit faster.
Yeah. So Alfred, I hate to say, I'm gonna kind of skip our last couple categories. I had fans and wrestlers and stuff, but AEW so far has kind of swiped the whole board right now, except for announce team. So AEW is kind of leading, but this is what I really wanted to do, was to show you guys the matches so that you could see what craziness I had in my mind while I was making these up. So the very first match that I have is MJF versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh.
So what we saying? What we think about that, or what
who you think is gonna win? Yeah, just real quick, because I know Bobby's got to go to bed. So real quick,
from his meds right now.
Yeah, real quick, just quick, like minute thought on MJF versus Seth Rollins. How about we'll have two people talk about it. Kimmel, you go first.
I think that MJF would take the L here. Seth Rollins, as a babyface, would prevail in a Hell in a Cell because you would think it's a payoff match, like the big match. Yeah, I think it'd be great. The promos leading up to it would be awesome. Bring his family involved, get Becky Lynch involved, trash her a little bit. MJF would be a great heel to his babyface. Sign me up. Seth gets over. He wins the title.
Okay. Alfred, MJF, Seth Rollins.
I'll say this. I was gonna say the same thing. Seth Rollins, more so, like I said, you'll think like the baby face is over right now. Currently, Seth Rollins will win that, and Seth Rollins has a good, recent track record of performing well in Hell in a Cell matches. His match with Cody was one of the best matches last year, in my opinion, in the Hell of a Cell. So yeah, I got Seth Rollins as well.
Real quick, Stager and Bret, who do you have winning that match?
I am going MJF because he is a dirty champion, but he keeps his title just like Roman does, and he's kept his streak so alive for so long.
Okay.
MJF, I mean, hell, look how he beat Daniel Bryan and other wrestlers. He had to hit him over the head with a ring hammer, but guess what? Winning is winning, and Seth Rollins he might lose his title at SummerSlam to Priest or Finn Balor. So I'm just saying, just using that as an example, I think MJF takes it with some dirty play.
Okay.
MJF is always looking to escape that match of Adam Cole when he made sure the time ran out and all that. It's a time limit, So but there's no way to escape at Hell in a Cell. There's no whole lot of ins and outs. Weapons are coming and stuff. I actually think Rollins would probably win that match.
Okay. All right. So the next one I have is the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page versus Judgment Day in a War Games style match. Interesting, right? The craziness that comes in my mind. I don't know how these would work because they don't make any sense. But I'll start with Stager. What's your thoughts on that one?
I'm going with Young Bucks and Hangman Page just because I watched Blood and Guts and watched what they did. And Judgment Day hasn't shown that type of ruthlessness yet. Yeah. I haven't seen that from them yet. So I'd have to see it from Judgment Day. I'm going off and plus I don't care if they made it seem better. There's dissension right now in the Judgment Day with Balor and Priest. It's still there with the case. Yeah. So if that's still at hand and what's going on, I'm taking the team that just went through Blood and Guts and just performed really well.
Okay. Kimmel?
Going Hung Bucks all the way. They will definitely. They're
love you, Josh.
They're just so elite. They prove, like you said, everything you said, man. Judgment Day, you got Finn Balor losing 2-minute matches on Raw. I don't know how you can judge that against guys who go the distance. I just don't.
Yep.
Adam Page could probably beat all of Judgment Day by himself. Yeah. The elite Hung Bucks.
Okay, Alfred.
I got Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page. I think Young Bucks, they're high flying aerobic little type style is perfect in a War Games match. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor is good in the War Games match as well. And I'm not sure, like Priest, like with the spots and things like that, how Young Bucks will actually be flying and things in the air and things. I don't think it meshes well with those in that type. And I think Finn Balor would actually shine in this type of match if they were wrestling each other. Yeah. But like I said, then I'll probably still take Young Bucks for that reason. I think their style more suited for the War Games match, especially if the roof is open, like how Triple H likes the concept. Yeah.
Finn Balor would make this a fun match because he kind of has a similar background to the Young Bucks and those guys. And it would be a fun match, but the Young Bucks hands down because Dominic Mysterio is a bitch. And I'm going to pick the group that didn't lose to Bad Bunny in an extreme match. So I'm just going to say, the Young Bucks.
Okay. Now, next match is a fatal 4-way match between Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Adam Cole.
Ooh.
Fatal 4-way.
Fatal 4-way.
That's
Any
easy.
rule
That's easy
stipulation?
for me.
Stager, you go first.
Any rule stipulations?
No. Well, fatal 4-way, no DQ, so no disqualification.
That means
Roman.
the bloodline's
Kenny.
going to be involved.
Roman, Katie,
Roman
Roman,
winning.
Kenny, Cody Rhodes, and Adam Cole.
Kenny's going to have the elite. You're going to have the bloodline involved if there's no DQ. You're going to have Cody if it obviously Dustin's coming in and going to help him. Who's the fourth one? Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Baby.
Adam Cole, bye.
He's got MJF now in his corner.
Yeah, but he also was part of the elite as well and had that connection.
And Roderick Strong. He's also.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say Roman just because he's got freaking still Solo in his corner, and even with the Usos splitting with him, if you add in that, I don't know. The bloodline as a whole is just too strong, in my opinion, even for the elite to overcome. It's going to be a heck of a. It would be to me. It would come down between Roman and Omega, and I think Roman would still take it.
Okay. Alfred?
Yeah, I got Roman as well. I think it's an obvious choice, especially like y'all mentioned all the possible interference and things like this since it's a no DQ match, but I'm not sure how you can bank against Roman losing clean like that. And like I say, he suffered his first pinfall loss, and the first time it almost seemed like forever. And it's like you're gonna bounce back and have him lose another match. I know it's no DQ, but like have him get lose another match, things like that. I think Roman is perfectly suited to win the fatal 4-way match between those four. And if I had to choose the last two in the match, I think it actually would be Roman and Cody. The last two. Things like that. Just imagine that. And then you got Dustin, even though he's an AEW, but he comes and he on Cody's side, and then you got Solo on Roman's side. I think that would be pretty cool to see. So I got Roman winning.
Okay. Kimmel?
Interesting dynamic with MJF being friends with Adam Cole and also best friends with Cody at the same time. So that dynamic would be weird. Roman, I would say, would win this one, but don't sleep on Kenny. Alfred, remember this. Cody is not a world champion. Cody has never been a world champion. The only world championship he's ever held is in ROH, which is a dead company. So he's, in my eyes, forever a mid-card talent that is trying to he's trying to break into the main event. He's not there. Seriously,
we'll revisit this around this time next year.
Well,
finish the story. Finish the story, buddy. Yeah, finish the story.
He's been mid-card for a while now.
It's going to take another year.
Yeah, he is a mid-card talent. He always
bad booking.
But he always has been a mid-card talent. But that's okay though. So Kenny is a world champion, well known. Tokyo Dome headlined everything. He's the one. But Roman is better, and Roman would win.
Okay, Bret.
I'm going to go Roman winning that, but I think Kenny Omega would take it down to the wire. And we're talking fatal 4-way, no DQ. We just watched Blood and Guts. You see Kenny Omega in that. Oh my God, Will Ospreay match was just insane. Like Kenny Omega is a beast, and it's it would go down to the wire. It would take interference probably to win, but Kenny Omega would offer things like that Roman wouldn't be ready for and be able to. But Roman would probably win that match. Okay. But that would be one fun matchup though, because there's so many different styles.
Yeah, so many. It'd be fun. No one's even talking about Adam Cole, even having a chance.
Yeah,
but Adam Cole's a dog too. That could all go.
Absolutely. All right, so the next one I've got a fatal 4-way blood and guts tag team match between the Acclaimed versus the Usos versus FTR versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh my God!
I told y'all, it's this genius. Hey, they need to call me for these creative matches. I mean,
I need to write that one down. Are we going to have
I wish you would have
crossover? Holy shit!
I wish you would have put Bullet Club Gold instead of the Acclaimed, because they're probably the better tag team. But I can go with the Acclaimed. I love the Acclaimed. Those promos will be awesome.
Don't you hate on the Acclaimed? Don't you?
I love the. I just said I love them. I just said I love them. I love the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Wait, are we allowed to say it? Scissor me. Never mind. FTR acclaimed.
Yeah. So FTR, the Acclaimed, the Usos, and Owens and Zayn.
Look, the best tag team you named right there, the one that wrestled all around the world and won all the tag team championships, FTR. Nobody else can go. Nobody else can go head to head with the Briscoes in a dog collar match and live to tell about it. Promise you that. FTR has gone to hell and back. Nobody's beaten them down in a blood and guts match. They just wrestled a 58 minutes, 2 out of 3 falls against, one of the best tag teams in the world as well. Jay White and Juice Robinson, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. They are phenomenal. I don't like them. I hate them actually. I hate watching them. But they're great. They can't cut a promo.
Guys,
exactly. You know why. but they are the best tag team in the world. Not even close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bret.
Dude, they're FTR because they are always on the same page. They're always on their spots, and I know like they got to work on some things a little bit. But like I love watching those guys. They always put on great matches no matter who they're against. And although all those tag teams are great, and Sammy and KO are probably the ones that they would try to push over, and actually so would be the Usos. But I think all 4 are fan favorites. And the Acclaim would make it fun, but when you watch it, they don't perform the same as the others. But I think it's FTR. Honestly, would be the best. Would win it.
All right, Stager.
Same here. That's why I said that when Josh said it, because I pointed. FTR. Listen, as much as success as Usos have had, I love them, but the finishers. I don't know, like they're just the finishers. Everything else they do, they become generic. With FTR, they're technical, beautiful wrestling.
A super kick. No one else does a super kick. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You get a super kick, and you get a super kick.
Kevin Owens in the same match as a super kick. Shut your mouth. Anyways, FTR, because it's full technical wrestling, and it brings me back to the days of watching guys like Dean Malenko.
That's what FTR stands for?
What?
Full technical wrestling is an R. My bad.
I don't know. I was waiting for you to catch that. Spanky.
What does FTR stand for? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I've never even thought to look it up. You know, probably. That's why you're asking it.
Full-time realist. I don't know.
I'm asking.
Full-time realtors.
Yeah.
What is
Alfred.
I think it's F the Revival. Honestly,
maybe.
I think that's why.
Yeah, they could. But I think FTR would, because it's the technical wrestling. It's beautiful. It's like poetry. And now Acclaimed, high flyer, Sami Zayn. They bring that kind of that brutal take to it, hyping up the crowd. I love that. But Usos as well, another hype team. But in the end, FTR would just come in and just work everyone.
All right, Alfred.
Usos. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, especially now that they're faces now, so it makes the choice.
Jimmy's in the hospital, son.
Fuck the rest.
Usos. It's a reason why. Not in my opinion, but the consensus are people saying that they're the greatest tag team of all time. I don't think that. Obviously, I'm not even got them in the top 5, and to be honest, but I think Usos will find a way to win, and I think, like I said, I don't think how you can not pick the Usos at the moment, and especially they're one of the hottest things currently right now in wrestling. So,
okay, all right. So I've got the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Bloodline, not disheveled Bloodline, but when the Bloodline was together. Okay. So when the Bloodline was together in an Anarchy in the Arena match.
It is easy. It's easy. Bloodline.
All right, Josh. Yeah, there you go.
Bloodline.
Something close.
That's easy.
Yeah, I was just going to say it really ain't really.
Yeah, the Bloodline's too strong. There's too many good wrestlers in Bloodline. It's Bloodline.
Oh,
okay.
You got Solo as the weakest one. You know they're good.
Yeah. I've got a couple women matches. So the first one is Chris Statlander versus Charlotte Flair. No stipulation, singles match.
Who?
Easy.
Charlotte Flair.
Statlander.
I heard Charlotte Flair.
I heard Charlotte Flair. I had to put Charlotte Flair for Bobby. That's why I put it on this card.
Charlotte Flair.
Chris Statlander.
Beep boop. So who are we going against? Who's Charlotte losing to?
Statlander.
Everyone.
Easy.
Oh, God.
Everyone. Charlotte's losing to everyone. Sorry, Bobby.
He's taking off.
I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
Look,
Training Day
Gonna win
us.
by a
Whoa!
mile.
All right, now I gotta watch Training Day when we're done here.
Yeah, it's not even close. Chris Statlander would wipe the floor
Yeah.
with her.
I think Stat is awesome. I think she's great, but don't sleep on Charlotte. As much as I don't like Charlotte, she can still go.
Yeah.
She can go. But Statlander is just more real when she wrestles, Bobby, and she
Here's
actually
Dad. Here he is.
and she actually puts on good matches rather than these
To the Chris
squash
Jericho
matches.
of the
Yeah.
Fence Talk Sports Network, Josh. I appreciate you.
Hey, look,
Great.
Charlotte's
Josh's
last
ego
match
just
she
got
really
stroked.
had was really good against Rhea. That was a really good match.
Rhea,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Rhea
that was
versus
a hell of a
Charlotte
match.
was
That, but I'd Statlander.
So, speaking of Rhea, the next match I have is Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley.
Rhea.
Rhea.
Rhea is the best women's wrestler I think
Rhea.
that we'll ever see.
Rhea.
I think she's great. I think she's number one. She's better than Bianca. Do you guys agree with
Ooh,
that?
that-
No,
wife.
I won't go
That's
that
Alfred's
far.
wife.
I won't go that.
I
far.
think Rhea Ripley's the best of all. As outstanding.
Let's hold the brakes on that one.
I think
I like
Rhea would
Rhea.
destroy
Let's hold
Bianca.
She
that's
doesn't-
just-
I noticed you haven't mentioned a Bianca Belair match.
It's
I
next.
wonder why.
She
It's
doesn't,
next.
like,
Okay.
she doesn't miss her spots.
And it-
Sometimes Bianca misses
don't-
spots here.
Hold
and there,
on.
but
Hold on.
Bianca's
Don't
good.
tell me it's going to be against the wrestler formerly known as Paige, another former
No, I didn't-
WWE wrestler. By the way,
I didn't put Paige in any card.
Another
Because I
former
was
WWE wrestler. By
Say
the
hi.
way,
You want to say hi?
I was gonna put Jade Cargill versus Bianca, but then I switched it to Rhea. So
I like that better.
Here,
oh,
smile. Show him ruthless, toothless.
ruthless
Ready for a
toothless.
hardcore match in WWE.
Yeah.
All right. So the next match is
Be done soon.
Toni Storm for Fatal 4-Way Women's match. So Toni Storm versus Asuka versus Britt Baker versus Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
oh, you already know my answer. You already know mine.
Give me those
So
scores again.
Alfred's going Bianca. I already know that.
I'm gonna vote for Mrs. Bianca Alfred Matthews.
Okay.
Nobody.
Oh.
Remember this, guys. Nobody's ready for Asuka. Asuka just beat Bianca. Why would I pick Bianca? But
Exactly.
it's a fatal 4-way match. All she's got to do is tap out one of these scrubs. Britt Baker, she's a scrub. She'll probably tap her out. Asuka is dominant. Asuka's the best. She's the best technical women's wrestler, right?
Mhm.
Rhea's dominant, where she's believable, and she could probably win a men's title. Whereas Asuka's more of a everything she does looks good. Nothing's like, oh, she botched that kick. It's like always spot on. I love Asuka. No credit to Asuka.
Okay.
No one agrees. You guys all hate.
I'm
Asuka?
on Asuka. I'm Team Asuka. I'm Asuka.
No,
I would
go to
Asuka.
Io Sky and
Yeah.
Asuka because I think that's gonna be a fun match.
Yes, Io Sky Asuka is gonna be phenomenal.
That's gonna be hell.
She's
of
just
But
a
I'm-
female wrestler a female wrestler that reminds me of Tajiri. She spits out the green mist. That's all.
Man, you suck.
I see that comparison.
Sorry.
I'll go Bianca. on
Okay.
that. It'd be a fun match, but Bianca. It would come down to
I see
Asuka
that
and Bianca,
comparison.
honestly.
All right.
It comes
So
down to
the last two are really fun. So for the women, you put every single woman wrestler, WWE, AEW, in an all-out battle royal. Who comes out on top?
Minus the ones we already mentioned, or
No,
just period?
everyone.
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 I'm taking WWE. I'm taking WWE.
Oh.
I just Rhea, Bianca.
Like pick one
Yeah, I would say
superstar.
it's
Pick
definitely
one.
Rhea.
Pick one wrestler.
Oh, Rhea.
One wrestler. Who would win?
Rhea.
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 Rhea's dominant.
Rhea.
She was like I
100%
said,
Rhea.
she'll manhandle mostly every single everybody that's in the match. So
She's
Okay.
not here in guys
Although her
matches.
Raquel Rodriguez,
She's
That's
an
gonna
up
be
and
fun.
comer.
That's
I'll
gonna be
give
fun.
Raquel that. But I will say Rhea is out here with the Judgment Day, and she's manhandling guys and throwing them around like rag dolls. Like, what do you think's going to happen when she gets in the ring with women half her size? Granted, Raquel is her size, but Rhea's just on a whole nother level
Mhm.
of like just the mic
I haven't seen this
work.
dominance since China, honestly.
She's better than China in the ring.
Yeah, she's a
Better.
lot. Yeah.
No, I was saying I haven't seen this dominant since China.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
way,
But
yeah,
she's
way
better
better
than
than
China.
China. But
But yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah.
overall.
I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I haven't seen a woman this.
All right.
I agree on that one.
Men, all battle royal. One guy.
Bobby's playing us off.
I know. I can hear him.
That's easy.
Dave Stager, Brock Lesnar.
Orange Cassidy.
Oh, Orange Cassidy. Yeah, he hasn't been pinned. He has the longest winning streak in all of wrestling right now. True fact.
You would pick Orange Cassidy to win out of every single
care.
male wrestler.
Whatever.
I'm going to pick one because I'm going to pick one. He's going to act like he's champion. If he wins, Christian Cage.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Orange Cassidy. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
I'll just say mine's real quick. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
A pissed off Brock
I
Lesnar.
don't know what y'all are talking about. The only person that's going to win is Akira Tozawa. He's going to win the entire Battle Royal. No, it's going to be either Matt Riddle or Kevin Owens. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's who you're taking.
Yes. Yep. So, all right, guys.
I'm back for one more match.
I know we went long, but we had a lot to cover on this Battle Royal.
I like it.
So it looked like a lot of like the setup went to AEW, yet a lot of the matches went to WWE, which was interesting. So I'd say 50-50 between both shows.
You're lucky we didn't. Lucky we didn't do the wrestler type.
Recount. Make the count.
Ooh.
Alfred, you and Josh need to go back and forth on Twitter and talk about this continuously so we can get even more entertainment. But
Yes.
please like and subscribe to FinTalk Sports Network. We have all these amazing shows. Bret, Dave, y'all have your show tomorrow or no?
Yep. Show tomorrow.
Okay. Maybe.
Or
Maybe.
We have a guest tomorrow.
You have a guest tomorrow?
Brett,
Thank you for not inviting me.
I'm going to be.
don't
Wait
you
a minute.
backhand slap me.
All
I got you covered. Don't you worry.
right.
But we're anti-Texas, just to let you know. What?
It's okay. All right. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Everyone's got their Twitter handles right there, so except for Bret.
Yeah.
That's what it is right there.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Alfred doesn't have his, so please like, subscribe, follow us at capital N, capital H, capital Beats, that Bar Podcast, capital H Bar Podcast. Tune in about 2 weeks. We got our SummerSlam preview show. So trust me, you're not going to want to miss that. Guys, you're more than welcome to come back for that. Let's make SummerSlam preview show amazing.
Let's go.
Yes, Mr. Stager?
I just wanted to add one thing. Josh is probably right. In 2 weeks when you do your preview, there'll still only be 2 confirmed matches. So just saying.
This track. I'm taking it to the Twitter streets. Let's go.
I love this stuff. We will see you guys next week, baby.